Hey, Chief of Security. What are you watching? Okay, I think everything's in play. So it is. We are live on the YouTubes. Are we live on the Twitches? We are. Okay. Interesting, it's not showing I've got any concurrent viewers yet. Curious how that works. Okay, and everything seems fine there. So a little bit of a bonus stream here. Wasn't really intending to actually stream again tonight, or today rather. But I'm annoyed that those adverts were not working. So in this episode, we're going to try and fix that. So welcome to Amax Games. I am Amax Games Davie, just Davie. If you prefer, I am one of the two idiots. I am one of the founders of the company. And Amax Games is trying to create freemium games as best we can. And we're trying to do so ethically, so we're not treating our customers like walking wallets. Our chief of security has just found a cable tie, so he may get rather vocal. So you'll hear Spike add in his own commentary from the cheap seats. With that in mind, this is episode 13. In the previous episode, we added a hint system to our game, and we also added several other things. We changed the version that's required for a compilation, so we're using a newer version of Android. I'd like to try and wind that back if I could. And we also added our ad initializer, but adverts at this point in time are not working, and they don't work on the simulator. So each time we actually try something or make a change to it, we actually have to move it to the actual device. In this case, I've got a tablet connected for this. So that's where we are at the moment. So I'm just going to jump back here. ChatGPT resets in the next half hour, so I could ask it more questions if I wanted to continue using that for the time being. This series is designed to be AI assisted, seeing if AI can help idiots, in our case, write code. We have never coded in Unity. Before this, we have never coded in C# before this either. So this is a complete change of pace for us, right? So let's go back to our game. As you can see, it said there was an error showing an ad because the placement interstitial Android must be loaded before calling. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this error. I'm going to double check it, right? But I'm not going to use ChatGPT in this case. I'm actually going to check the Chinese one, DeepSeek. I was going to make a China joke in my best Chinese impression from Donald Trump, but that didn't quite work because I completely forgot how he did it. So let's go do that and go to start now and just say, I'll just put the error in and see if it gives me any suggestions. Alright, so it's basically saying I've not initialized the add. So what I'll do is I'll give it my code. Although, to be fair, the code should be initialized at this point. DeepSeek's run by China, so it's mainly about stealing our code and our secrets. So I'm really not too fussed about giving it more information. Considering to watch adult material in the UK, as part of the UK's new online censorship bill, you have to show your papers anyway. So privacy is dead across the world. Wow, that's a lot of code. Spiky. While that's spitting that out, I'm going to go and see if our head of security requires more assistance. Come on. If you have food, you're not getting out, but I will give you some fresh food. It's too late for you to go out kitten. Okay, is DeepSeek finished? Let's do. Okay, I use this add in realizer.cs. Paste that in. DeepSeek's definitely slower than ChatGPT to respond. Okay, that's given me some results, that's for sure. So while it's doing that, I'm going to I think it's my downloads folder where I see there's a file called ads. Yep, I'm just going to create a new file called ads2. New, nope, not new folder, new text document, ads2. Okay, I'm going to open ads2 it, and I'm going to copy my current code into it. And save it. So that I can paste this code in and we shall see if it works. This seems like a lot of code. I mean, I don't think 243 lines. So shall we just try a copy and paste job from DeepSeek while we're waiting on ChatGPT to reset? Okay, so it has added some lines, but not as many as it looked like. Let's save that. Let's go back to Unity. And it's still spaffing. There we go. Wait for it to recompile. Stop yelling at me. Go to sleep, kitten. Go to sleep, kitten. Okay. Interesting that cleared the errors. Very interesting that cleared errors, to be honest. I wonder if there's a thought in there that DeepSeek might be slower but might actually be better at this. However, I shall hold judgment until we have tried it. So we know that it doesn't work in the simulator. So I need to go to File. I need to go to Build Settings. I need to change. Oh, need to change this to all compatible devices, which is fine. And I'm going to do Patch and Run. And this took about 5 or 6 minutes the last time, I think. Okay, that doesn't look like it's going to take as long. That's just over a minute. Really should bring up Task Manager and let's do this just to see how much it's hammering my machine. Oh yeah, she cooking. She cooking. Between 75 and 100% CPU. I think there's a fly or something in my room, maybe a moth. Spikey's very observant, shall we say. What you looking at, kitten? Oh, okay. Okay, so I'm not worried about the object references, to be fair, because I believe that's because I don't have the buttons set up in the add interstitial, the add initializer. So if I click on stats, I still don't see a banner, right? So my banner still disappeared from there. But if I click on round mode, I also don't see an add. So loaded game round mode, error loading, add interstitial, invalid argument, add markup is missing. Okay, so something's wrong there. Let's just quit my game and see if we can get assistance with this one. The thing is, once I've done this, I have to feed this code into iOS and basically do the whole dance again. So let's go back to DeepSeek and say, okay, I am now getting this error. Okay. Spikey, you're not helping me. No, you decided to sleep on my hand, kitten. Okay, so just in case I've missed my ad placement, so let's go to Ad Manager, Banner Ad iOS, seems fine. Bottom center, that's fine. That's exactly where I would want that. Okay, it's wanting me to test interstitial Android. I'm not logged in at the moment, so let's go to Unity. Go to Dashboard. Inside Brain Drain. Okay. Double check my numbers just to be on the safe side. 8, 8, and 8, 9. So that would be Unity Ad Monetization. Not showing me in there. Placement. Want to check placement anyway, so 8, 8, and 8, 9, with 8, 9 being Android. Yep, 8, 9 is Android, test mode is enabled. So we have interstitial Android, iOS, Android, iOS, Android, iOS, basically interstitial, rewarded and banner. My God, what the heck is it doing? Okay, verify that your ad unit exists and are configured correctly. Check that your game ID matches within the dashboard. Game ID. Yeah, okay. So it definitely matches, yeah. Ensure ad units are enabled and have live campaigns. Well, it's testing, so there's probably no any live campaigns at the moment. But it should show me the Unity test ads. If we go to project overview, complete app monetization setup. If I go to, just for giggles, and go to Droid Test, which you've seen me using, and go to Unity Ad Monetization. Oh, it's looking slightly different. Well, that's looking different. Right, okay, so maybe there is a problem here. The dashboard, I wouldn't have thought so. Let's go back to, why is it not showing all my, let's go, okay. Go back to Brain Drain. Into Services, into Ads. Okay. Project Overview. I'll click Resume. So I've done that. Okay. Click for a test. Remember to enable test mode first, avoiding flagged as fraud. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Test size, go to the sentence page and change test mode sentence. Okay. So there's no reason why it shouldn't show there. So go to Add Unit Replacements. Okay. And then go back. And did that change? It did. Okay. Okay. So let's go back to DeepSeek. It says it's given us better error handling. Oof, that's quite rough. Okay. Added retry logic with its limit print and loops, better handling for missing add units, automatically retry after delayed add fails, improve logging, fails check. Verify your game ID is correct. Yep. Check the game ID. Yep. Test it. Yep. Ensure event connectivity. Well, duh. Check add services status. Okay, so ads are fine, right? So let's try another copy and paste job from here. Okay, and we have what? 291, Control A, Control V. Wow, 411. It's over 100 new lines of code. Right, so let's save. Okay, jump back into our game. Hopefully not kill Unity. Come on, there we go. Interesting that there was some kind of warning there that appears to have disappeared. Okay, so let's try a patch and run. Just over a minute. Doesn't look like it's going to take too much longer though. Okay, looks like my game is loading. Okay. Let's try stats. Just to be on the safe side, we haven't changed anything, but I'm still not seeing an ad there. So let's try round mode and no ad. So still get ad markup is missing. Object reference is not set to instance of object. Okay, let's quit the game. Quit the game. If I don't do build and run, just out of curiosity, because of the changes we've made to the API and stuff earlier on, if I just click play in here, does it actually show me the ads? Or at least, again, it's not really an ad, it shows you it's a banner where an ad should be. So stats, okay, it's telling me ads are blocked. That's not right, quit that. Go to round mode. Okay. So that's interesting. When I clicked on round mode there, it did not even tell me that it attempted to show an ad. Okay, invalid configuration. Right, so it's interesting that these don't show problems Let's clear this, because it's interesting it didn't show problems when I compiled it for the actual device. Okay. Let's try again. Go clear this. Go with play. Unfortunately, now we're at the debugging process for things that have to be done on device. Okay, so I'm still getting the internal configuration errors and invalid configuration request, right? So that's kind of to be expected. I'm sure that's related to the version of ads that I have installed. Sure, we need to drop to an older version for that. Now that might be why, if I recall correctly. In fact, I'll bring up, I've got 2 versions of OBS running. Okay, that one doesn't appear to be doing anything. If this kills my stream, okay. Yeah, I did kill my stream, okay. So if I go back to our Unity Hub, and open the test application where I tested and actually wrote these adverts, the Droid test application. I'm sure I'm running a newer version of Unity, but an older version of that application. So maybe I just need to boost this to Unity 6. That might be an option, actually. Because I've had this working on a device in the test application working on a device and working as expected with the Unity test ads being shown, so it's entirely possible I might have to do that. But if I recall correctly, it is using an older version of ads. So we shall find out in a moment, or 10 moments, while Unity waits. Okay, so if I click in here, it should reload. There we go. And if I go to Window and Package Manager, can I drag this over here? Can. I mean, I'd rather not have it that size. I'd rather have it kind of down here. Yeah, that's not going to work. Okay, I can't trim it down the way I need to. So if I go to My Assets, and I look at the interesting, it's not there, so I just go to Updates. Okay, so it wants me to update Advertisement Legacy, so I'm version 4.42 here. The new version is 4.12. Now, I think that could be part of the problem, right? So how do I downgrade to 4.42? I can't remember. Okay, so you know what that means. We reach out to our guru. How can I downgrade the Unity login? Choose the drop down next to the version number and serial numbers. I don't think that's there anymore. Window package manager. Come on. Version history. Doesn't look like I can do that anymore. So let's say no, 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 no. Yeah, so it's version 4.42 I want to go back to. Okay, so here's a manual JSON. So we'll locate into packages manifesto.json. Okay. So if I recall correctly, you need to remove ads first, right? So let's remove this version. Okay. And then I need to find my JSON. So I'll use my download folder. I'll open DeepSeek. So I need to find my packages / manifesto. So in that case, it would be C drive, users, TV. Is it brain drain or is it Git? Brain drain, brain drain, and packages, and manifest.json. If I just double click it, I think it opens in Visual Studio, which it does. Okay. And that's basically the version, the exact line that I want. So I will double check it first of all against this one. Window package manager 442. Yeah, that's the one it wants. Okay, so let's go back here. I'm pretty sure you just put it at the top. And take out the comment. Oops. Control Z. That was due to lag. There we go. And save. Okay. So I think I need to come out here because I'm not going to need that one anymore, hopefully. Okay. And close this. Go back to Unity. And do file and exit here. And then reopen it. Hopefully when I go in, my manifest should show version 4.42. So let's open the hub. Up. And I opened the wrong thing because I'm in debt. Let's close that. This is where we got the series name, Two Idiots Learn to Code, because we do idiotic things like that. Okay, open brain drain again. Okay, so hopefully, when I check our adverts, it should be version 4.42. So, Window Package Manager. And in project. And we have advertisement legacy version 4.42. Okay, so let's close that. Oh God, and it closed Unity. Okay, reopen Unity. Okay. Just close that off. Now I can open this one up. Right, so hopefully that sorted some things. I'll be honest with you, I'm kind of doubtful. But I'll try playing it here before building it again. Would be interesting to know if I can now compile for an older. Okay, still getting the same error. Fair enough. Okay, so it did manage to initialize it eventually. Nothing shown there. Banner hidden. So it showed, okay, so although the banner didn't show there, you can see it's trying to show it. And close, so it is trying, and if I do this, it attempted to load the interstation. Okay, so the ads are not loading, and they should. But now that we've downgraded, let's try it on a device. So we'll do build and run. I'm also going to do a clean build on this one, since we've made the advert change. And hopefully we make some kind of progress here. Because the next thing I need to do is to add coins and tokens. Because then I can develop it in App Store. Always waiting on a compiler compiling. Okay, let's see if it pops up on my phone. My tablet. There we go. Okay. Definitely need to edit that front page. Okay. Unity add initialization complete. Click on stats. I still do not see an ad. So this is where you should be able to define an area and it places the ad there. It shouldn't just be like bottom left or anything like that. I think that'd make it easier. If I go to round mode, error loading add unit Android markup object ID is missing. Okay. This is honestly quite frustrating. More frustrating because of the time it takes between compiles, and I can't just test it here. Like, if I could test it here, that would be awesome. But so many errors, man. Unit add was not able to get current network type due to missing permissions. Okay. So let's see if I can copy that. Okay. Let's see if DeepSeek can help. Now downloaded to or to our Unity ads. DeepSeek slow. Interesting. It's updating my code. Okay, I suppose as with always, we'll test this one. think out of all of the tutorials so far, I think this is the one I've made the least progress with. I've got nothing to show for it. Actually, while that's spaffing out all that information, let's jump back into Unity. I'll quit the game. Okay. And I will go to File and Save. But I want to go to Scenes, and I want to go to Intro Scene. And I want to change this, so I want to grab my canvas, and I want to grab my logo image, and I'm just going to stretch this out, just so it fills the screen. I know with the punch outs and the islands and whatever it going, that'll look different, but it should be fine. Even then, it should still look fine. And I want to I want to select the canvas. I don't want constant pixel size. I want to scale it with the screen size. That's interesting. So it's 1920 by 1080, and this was 0.5. Okay. So that's the settings from our other one placed in there. So that's cool. That's cool. Splash controller. To be fair, I could probably tweak these a little. Just to test. Okay, that in mind, let's do a file and save for that. And let's go back to our main menu. Okay, and we shall see if this has stopped spaffing. Okay, copy this and go back to our code. Control A, Control V, it's 411. So it's just took over 100 and it's got an error. It's just took over 100 lines out of that. So it told me it was creating a version for Unity 4.42 and then did not create a version for 4.42. Going to go out on a limb here. I don't think DeepSeek is my solution for this. I wonder if it's as slow when you're using the Pro version, or if it's because I'm on the freebie version. Do you know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of being at school in the 80s and seeing a dot matrix printer. Just doing everything line by line. Okay, let's try their big version first of all. Control A, Control V. And again, results callback is underlined. Pardon me. Really? No, that looks like it got it right. Yeah, so I think Dixie screwed the pooch in this one. Come on. Let me try grok in a moment. So let's try this version of it. Okay. No, result callback still. And is ready is done right. Okay, so it's completely fluffed this up now. 100% has fluffed this up. So I don't really know what to do. Let's see if grok can fix it. I'm using Unity adds 4.2.2. Can you see anything wrong in this code? Okay. Okay, that's not easy to to copy in. You know what? I'm just going to go back to the old code. This is why I saved it. This is why I saved it. No, that's deep seek. There we go. Control A, Control B. Oh, it's okay. So let's try that again. I updated my code to this. Okay, yep. Banner button, listener duplication showed the one banner loaded method. Add listener, show banner button, and hide banner button. Return banner load successfully. Okay. Okay, so listener duplication. So on initialization complete. Okay. So let's copy that. We'll give this one a go. That's not good. Why is that not allowing that to happen? Oh, banner loaded. Control Z, Control Z. So why is the equals thing an issue for it? Really not telling me. So this is Grok that's giving me incorrect code now. Is it equal true? Because we're looking for a direct response. Is that it? God, no, like this even less. Okay, so what was it expecting then? Yeah, that sucks. Okay. Back to the drawing board. Okay. So yeah, Grok's not too good at writing code either, which is a shame. So Grok's pretty crap, and from what I can tell, DeepSeek's pretty crap. I've not tried the Gemini yet, but hey ho, let's go back to for one and only. And go back to Brain Drain Quiz. Wait for it to load. Okay. I'll just put updated my initializer. See what it says. Okay. This is my stats control panel. Yes. Okay, if you need to add signal initialize, especially in Android for the first time, your call should banners run. Before it's ready, you can wrap it something like this. Okay. So the banner's getting disabled anyway, but so it's changing that one then, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. Don't need to worry about auto hind. Is banner ready? Let's try that. No, just add it itself. Okay. And then the stats panel controller. Stats panel controller. Whereabouts in the stats panel controller though? So let's save this and try it. Okay, jump back into Unity. Okay, no errors on that. So again, file, build. I didn't mean to do that. I meant to do build and in fact, you know what? I'll cancel that. Cancel, 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 cancel. What part of cancel do you not understand? Right, okay. File, build settings, all compatible, patch and run. I think I definitely need a new PC. This one's 7 years old and clearly taking its time. I suppose it's a catch-22. It's only taking like 5-6 minutes. So realistically, how much is it going to save me if I drop like 2.5 grand on a new machine? Probably not that much. You know, you save what, 30 seconds, maybe a minute off each compile time. That's a lot of compiles before it's made its £2,500 worth it. Because this is patching, it should only take a couple of minutes and we're nearly there. Okay, it's running on my tablet. Your logo looks better, blown up to the full screen. I do like that. Might need to change the background. I think a black background would suit it better. Okay. If I click stats, I still do not see an ad. That really needs fixed because that's going to be one of the key features. And if I run round mode, I still don't get an ad. So the ad integration is not working. So I need to quit that and quit again. Okay, so why is it not working? Okay, so it closing down. Sources, I don't care about that. Literally, look at the amount of errors that's cut in literally a few seconds. Okay, that's something about on destroying adverts. Okay, right, so I think there's an easy way for me to try and maybe narrow this down. So if I go back out of here and I go into my ad code, and I literally just turn off the buttons. So over to ads, top, turn off the buttons. Okay. I think that's it. Okay, so it's not as easy as that. Yeah, there's a lot more tweaking to this than I thought. But hopefully this gets rid of the need to show there's something is not set up. Okay, they'll look fine now. Excuse me. Couldn't reach the mute in time for that one. Okay, go back in here. Now when I go to Ad Manager, I should not see those buttons. Which is correct. I'm just seeing my game IDs. Okay, so let's do my build and run then, or rather patch and run. Invalid GUI layout, build player window view. Verify that all your layouts begin end calls match. Okay. Let's see if it can help with that error. But I'm going to use DeepSeek for this actually, because I really don't. In fact, I'll use Grok. See if it's seen that before. Okay. Okay. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, that doesn't bloody help. There's no custom layout. Okay, Grok, you're just spaffing crap. Let's try it again. Should go with new chat. Okay, I'll what's path again. Does it tell me what part it's in? It can help me debug code. No, it doesn't. This is the conditioning. See if that helps. So none of this is really helping me narrow it down because I'm not using any GUI code that I'm aware of. Right, so that doesn't help. Okay, sort this. Unique build automation. Okay, profiler, development build, deep profiling, no, script debugging. Enabling this technology to script code to be debugged. Okay, don't know how that's going to work. Not in that bundle, not export project. Okay, right, so fair enough. We shall try a patch and run. And if this doesn't work, we shall go and consult our Oracle again. Almost there. Okay. We're running. We also see our profiler. We can't actually see it because it's on the next screen, but we've got our profiler running. Okay, let's hit stats. Stats still does not show a banner. Close that. Round mode. Background mode still does not show an ad. Okay, so I'm back out and quitted that. So let's go back to our guru. Yes, fix the Unity or fix the ad manager code. With refactoring. See how that goes. The thing is, I'm not getting any ad error, ad initialization error fails at all. So it's interesting that it's doing this. Okay, so let's copy the text. That looks like it's the whole thing. Go over to our code, do Control A and that Control V 243. Interesting, it actually removed lines. Always weary when it does that, to be fair. Save that, jump back, it'll recompile, go down here. Okay, let's got our new show stats. Back to here, go to our stats panel, change our show stats. Don't see what it actually changed in there, to be fair. So save that and jump back into our game. Oh, I can make it show as soon as it's ready. Yes, show the ad as soon as it's ready. So what I'll do then is after it's corrected my code here, I will actually open it up and I will see if it shows the ad just by leaving it open while we're looking at other things. Still going? No. Okay, so let's copy that. Go back here, because that looks like ad initializer, didn't it? Yep. Control V, so we were at 219. It's cut even more lines out of it. Okay. And we do show and hide stats over here. Okay, and we shall save and then save. Okay. No, I don't want the buttons to auto-enable when the ad's loaded. As much as that'd be a good idea, I don't intend to have buttons for this. So the buttons were only for me testing it when I wrote the original code. So let's wait for that to recompile. Okay. So we will do patch and run. Incrementally deploying R52 R105 V6RE. Yeah, totally understand what it's doing there. Okay. Profiler connected. Build was complete. 74 seconds, that's not bad. Okay. Error loading add unit, interstational add, invalid argument. So it didn't load an interstational add or a reward add. Banrad placement receives no fill. What the heck does that mean? What is a insane add? So again, let's try a new one because that's pointless. New chat. Loading game in Android. Within Unity and loading game in Android. Let's see if that helps. On test mode, banrads may display correctly because okay, so but it is a test build, so let's go back here. Train. Can I set a test build up in here somewhere? Settings. Mr. King, nothing, empty. Testing. Android. Don't know how I'm supposed to configure that. Controls. Placements. No. The Unity ad network is only available for in-app bidding in Unity Level Play or Max. Okay, is that the difference then between these? Go to my dashboard and go to Droid Test. The ads. Add unit. Yes. Okay. Scheiße. So, if I go there to add units, you can see add controls. Yeah, right. So something's different between how I've set up brain drain versus how I've set up. It'd be nice if they just told us to click here and click here to enable stuff like this. That doesn't really help me. So if I just click OK, got it, does that help? Right, so that gets rid of it, but the bidding only part. Okay, so in that case, have I selected the wrong thing? I enabled ads on this. Ads bidding only. So let's go. Maybe there's no ads because so I don't understand that. That doesn't help. Okay, let's go back to Unity. So it's continued to try and open a banner. Not managed to open a banner. So let's just look that error up. Okay, but these are test ads, so it shouldn't make a difference. So it shouldn't. We'll fill in test ads, there we go. If I turn off test mode, everything works fine. Yeah, that pretty much sounds like I would expect it to. Uh, These are 4 years old. It shouldn't really be a thing 4 years on. Okay, so it's nice to know that Unity's forums are crap. Okay, does our YouTubes tell us anything? So I think this is mediation related. Um, hmm. So none of these are specific about error. So Unity adds move mediation. Okay, I'm going to take a peek at his tutorials. I've not done too many. Okay, that could be an interesting tutorial, to be fair. But I don't actually know what's missing. Right, do you know what? I'll try and do it. Let's just go here, since this is clearly not going to work. Close these down. Just quit the game on the device because it's not doing anything. Okay, and go to my Unity hub. And go to my droid test. Okay, go to services, not services, window, package management. Okay. And go to in project. No, I only have advertisement legacy installed. Okay. I was wondering if I had the additional advertisements installed for mediation. So no, it's not that issue. I thought it might be. Interesting. So what else could it be? Is it possible for me to remove ads from my game and re-add them back? Let's try. And remove ads from Unity. Oops, can't spell from correctly. No. 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 Okay, so that's not going to help. So let's try remove ads. Ads. What's it called? Looks like I might actually have closed it down. Or not. Remove Unity ads from project. No. Okay, I'll maybe watch that since it's only 4 minutes, but I won't do that once this stream is over. And this will be 2019. That looks sketchy as heck. One. So there must be a way to do it somewhere in here. Or do it projects to brain drain. Okay, so you need to add monetization, brain drain. How do I remove it? How do I remove it? Settings. I knew I'd seen test mode here somewhere. Add controls. Organizational settings. I could put a website in there. Okay, save the website. API management, I'm not using API just now. Finance, I'm not paying for any geo collection, don't really care just now. Setup, that's we just looked at. Add controls. Nothing in there. Organizational overview. Unit level play, I'm not using. Settings, we've been in there. Testing. You would think that there'd just be a bit that says remove, wouldn't you? Like, yeah, I don't want this anymore. Dismissed. You would really think there'd just be a delete option, wouldn't you? Aha, mediation partner. Boom. I only use Unity ads. Continue. Yeah, update. Okay. So just to double check, Unity not mediated. And if I go back to my dashboard, go back to my Droid test, go back to player ads, go back to settings, Unity not mediated. Okay, right, this could be what the problem was. So with that in mind, did it change my IDs? So I need to go back to the dashboard. I need to go to brain drain. I need to go to Unity advertisements. I need to go to add unit 88 and 89. Right, so they look fine. Okay, so let's go back here with that in mind. And let's do file and save. Okay, and let's do file and build settings. And I'm going to do a build and run. I'm going to do a full build on this. Man, it's nearly 2:30 in the morning. Okay, it's want me to save it. 74 meg. Yep, I can override it. Okay, it's opening up in my tablet. Developer build. Okay, show stats. And our ad is loaded. Yes, we have our banner. Hurrah! Okay, so if I click close, now if I do round mode, okay, it did jump over. It didn't show me my ad first, but it did bring up an ad pop-up. And there's my ad. Right, so I need to only move forward once the ad has been confirmed. Okay, so that's resolved. So that wasn't a problem with my code. That was a problem with how my ads were set up. Okay, and quit. That's fine. And quit again. Awesome. Right, so we've made progress. We now have our banner fixed, and we now have our interstitial ad showing. And no errors here, as you can see. So I need to go back to my code. I need to go back to my main menu. And I need to remove my interstitial ad added here. For the time being, because so the ad is loaded, show that. Okay. Yeah, so I just want to remove my interstitial ad just now, but at least that shows me how I can Well, I'm not going to remove it, I'm going to comment it out because that'll be the same command I'll use for other ads when I do want to implement them. Okay, so what do I need to add next? I wanted to show if it was a development or production build inside stats. So let's go back to our guru. Okay, we can close this down just now. We can close down our profiler. So we can go to our main menu, which we're on, and we can go here, and we can go to Brain Drain on ChatGPT. Okay, got ads working. Got ads working on a compatible device. Can we add to the stats panel a line which shows if the game is a development or production build? Okay, so we need to add a new line. I kind of expected this. So another text box build type, and this is in the stats panel. So player stats, database stats, mode. I'll just put it down here because it's kind of general info. That's fine. Okay, update load stats. So if up version of text. Okay, so where's load stats? I just placed that in the wrong place. No, I've not. Okay, show stats. Load stats. So that version. Once we place it in here. Okay. Then your UI set panel. Assigning a build type inspector. Okay. Yes, change the colors if it is prod or dev. How should we change to the colors? Okay. Just a couple of lines here then. Let's change it. Okay, save that. Okay, so now if we go back to here, I'll need to open our stats panel. and I'll just bring it up to show. Okay, and we'll just duplicate one of these. So just duplicate deep check, since I want it to be above name, and I'll do build check next. I want it to be above the add block code anyway, and I'll move it to, so I think app version should be at the top, followed by DB version, followed by a build check, and then the rest. Okay, so let's now go back here and disable the stats panel again. And then we shall go to our stats manager and grab the build type and drop it on the button. Okay, and now we hit play. Now when I click on stats, this is the development build. Awesome. So now show if it's got a development build, that's fine. So we have fixed the ads, we have added the development build. I wonder if there's any other quick wins we can do with this. So the file and save. Oops, need to exit play mode first. I'll do file and save. I need to go to our main game. Okay. I need to go to our canvas and open canvas. In fact, I think I need to go to quiz manager. Quiz manager? Yep. And hint text. Hint button. Which one's this? It's not debug. Difficult. Okay, so score text had been duplicated, that's fine. So that should be hint hints. Equals 0. Okay, which means that I don't need debug 2 anymore. So I can delete that. I can go to quiz manager. Oops, that should be called hints text. No, that can't be hint count text. Okay, so if I do that, that should update with the number of hints. I need to add 2 new things to this. So it's not going to look very good. but I will duplicate debug. I'll call this cache token text. Oops, caps lock in it. Okay. So we have a cache token text. So we need to go back to our guru. Awesome, that worked. I now want to add two, new consumables to the game. For the time being, we'll call it cache and tokens. That must be saved to player prep and is displayed on screen in cache token text. Okay, see how it goes with that one. So add currency to, this is brain drain quiz. Okay, player cache and player tokens, I'm okay with that. Okay, in your stats, in your start rather, do this, so that's fine. Let's do it before we update UI. Okay. Add cache, spend cache, add token, spend token, save currency, and update cache UI. Okay, that's quite a chunk to add, to be fair. It's all going to need to here. Yep. Okay. This is quite a long script. 513 lines so far. I've just added some more. Wonder if this will be my first 1,000-line script. Okay. So save that. In my existing reset player prefs. Okay, yep. Although, wouldn't that just reset all player prefs anyway? I'll add it as belt and braces, but I'm not convinced it's required. Okay. Ooh, spending one token to get a hint. (50:1 ratio). So if you're doing 10 rounds of a quiz, you're getting 5 points per round. I think that number, I think it should only be 10 points per round, so you can get a point for each question. Okay. Let's not add the add cash or tokens yet. As always, I'm a little bit over with this stream. Let's get the configuration done first. Because what I might do is I might do cash per round. So default int 10. I'll enable infinite ints for myself. There's a cash token text there. So just drop cash token text. Oops, try again. No, not debug, not debug, not debug, not debug. Okay, cash token text is in there. Let's go back to here. Let's save this. So let's go back to score equals score plus 1. So if I just do Control F, do score, is it plus plus? Okay, so score plus plus is incrementing score. If I go back to ChatGPT's suggestion, no. So after each question, we do an add cache. We'll also need to do an update cache token UI. Right, so we won't do an add token, right? But we'll do an add cache, and we'll add cache 1. Right, so you get a single coin for each question you get correct, and then we will do an update cache UI, cache token UI. Okay, which means that after we've updated the cache, we update the user interface. Okay. Spend for hints I'll do later, but if she had a perfect game, so check answer, survival timer, okay, blah blah, if player answer is correct, okay. Okay, end game, survival time, blah blah blah. Okay. So where's the perfect game? So let's save in our player prefs. Let's save in our high scores. Okay, so the fireworks has been removed from there, so that's why the fireworks isn't working. So if it isn't survival and score equals questions per round, and perfect clip does not equal null, then play one shot, okay. So if I just tweak this a bit, okay, if round isn't survival, and score equals questions per round. Then I can go over here. I will add a token. Okay. So if you get a perfect round, you can get a token. And I'll give you an extra 10 coins. Right, so you double your score if you get a perfect round. Okay. And then I need to update the user interface again. So as you can see, although I'm copying and pasting from ChatGPT here, this isn't directly ChatGPT creating this code. This is me logically now thinking about it because of the things I've learned from ChatGPT. Okay. So save that. So we have 586 lines there. So that'd be 620 lines, 760 lines, give or take. So 760, 775, 775, 820. This is not going to be 100% accurate. 820, 920, 1,000. Yeah, so 1,034, 1,034. 1,034, 1,057, 1,057, 1,198, 1,198, 1,220, 1,220, 1,393, 1,423. No, 1,413. So 1,500 lines between all these scripts now. I think when we last checked, we had 800 lines. So in the last couple of tutorials, we've more than doubled the amount of code that we've actually got here. So that's useful. Okay, so I've now got them in. I don't know whether it would be more beneficial to have users watch an ad if they had no hints. I think that's going to be it. If you've got no hints, you can watch an ad for hint. No, but if the user has more hints, they can watch a rewarded ad for a hint. Can you help me implement this? On Unity, add show complete. On initialization, on Unity, add loaded. Failed. Okay. On Unity, add loaded show complete. Okay, already says load rewarded add. If add unit equals rewarded add. Okay, so we've also got load reward add here. Right, this could break things, but let's just copy this as is. So on Unity, add show complete. Okay. So save that, break it. I'll make the other changes and see if that changes that. So add a link to Unity Ad Manager. Okay, so this is brain drain quiz, right? Yeah, so brain drain quiz. Do I have Unity Ad Manager already here? I think so. Okay. Okay. And start code routine, subscribe to our word callback. Before all my updates. Okay. Must be missing something. This must be missing from the ads manager. Okay. When quiz is destroyed, good hygiene. So on destroy for braindrain.quiz. Save. I'm sure I've got non-destroy here somewhere. Oh, maybe not. Okay. In that case, go. Okay, so add the reward hint. Okay. Save that. And then here's my show hint. Hint is here. So from show hint to debug, so it's basically the whole process. Okay, save that. And let's see if I broke it. So clear clicks hint, if hint remains Then can summon if no hint remains, prompt add and call ads manager, show add on add completion reward hint, given +1 hint. No, I don't. Ooh. Although I suppose if I add a button saying add hint, then they could watch adverts when available. Okay. I think I'm going to leave that just now because I've been streaming for over 5 hours today between the two streams, and I have work in like, what, 5 hours. So I go and do my day job, and I'm actually quite enjoying this, especially because I'm seeing progress being made. We now have coins, we now have ads working, we now have tokens, we now have statistics, we now have development mode. From a day where it felt like I was making no progress, I've managed to knock a couple of things out the park. Let me just go and check my to-do list on the company intranet site. Some of this stuff I don't need. Looks like I've closed the company's intranet site as well. Yeah. So AMG, Google, sources, and projects, brain drain. Okay, so to do, add hint system. That is done. Add coins and rewards for use in shop. That is done. Add reward ads for hints and coins. That is done. Okay, so 3 of the things on my to-do list have been done. What's in our snagging list? Okay, so hint is no longer a procedural stub, so that is done. Banner advert integration is now done. Reward integration is partially done. I'll go with done because I can always call them later on. I have not put interstational adverts at the moment. So our snagging list is getting less. And we are definitely getting there. So completed soon. We'll put added hint system, added banner ads, added development mode or build mode check. What else did we add? Added multiple hint variations. So, yep, that's cool. So we still have an in-app purchase shop to do, which is fine. I can't really do that at the moment. And longest streak in, so that'll be longest streak in hardcore and survival, and I'll probably throw some tokens at people if they beat their record, and take a note of the longest streak. And we have to put some interstational ads in there, which I think will be about every 5 games. So provided you're decent enough, that should not be intrusive. I'll just publish this just now so that John can see it if he logs on. Here we go. And with that in mind, I believe this is the end of episode 13. I will probably be doing episode 14 quite soon. Although we are getting to more and more difficult things to integrate at this point, so there's probably going to be more head scratching like there was earlier on today, and maybe more of me rethinking things. But thank you for your time, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.